This is the Aukey LED-Backlit Mechanical Keyboard. So the Aukey LED Backlit Mechanical Keyboard, this is essentially a mechanical keyboard. It costs £37. It's currently available on amazon.co.uk, and there'll be some links in below as to where to get it. But we've had a look at the other Aukey LED backlit keyboard, which has a sort of aluminium effect. This is the cheaper variant, and worth looking at to see what difference there is, or what difference £20 makes when dealing with LED mechanical keyboards. So it comes in the typical Aukey environmentally friendly green packaging that's cream, and inside we get just the keyboard with some packaging, and there we have it. And elsewhere in the packaging we get the Aukey warranty, which guaranteed for, was it 24 months, isn't it? Yes, 24-month product warranty, and we get a user manual. So here is the keyboard. Now it's there's an obvious difference between this and the other one, and that's that it's plastic, but it also seems to have an extra piece to it, so it's not quite as thin. It's also a great deal heavier, actually. It's really quite heavy. But there's a 104 key mechanical keyboard, and as you can see there, we have a prong device to be able to lift off the top of the caps, or the caps of the keys, and swap them around if need be, or swap them out for other ones. The cord itself, it's a very simple thing that you just push on and pull off the plugs. We have a Velcro strap here for a little bit of help of cable management. The cable itself is about 2 meters long, and the end of it looks very well reinforced actually. We have the USB bit up here, we have some finger grips there. It's not exactly easy to tell which way around it is if you're fumbling down the back of a computer trying to push this into the USB, but it's very well reinforced. There's these little grooves here to help with the bend of the actual cable. Then we have, it's a shielding element that reduces the amount of interference between other electrical cables. And then that comes down to the top of the keyboard here, which has your basic little reinforcement unit. It's very simple. So along the keyboard here, there's nothing along the top or the side. It's very simple. On the bottom side we have some feet, which only hold at 2 different levels. However, this is a rubber stopper on the end here to mean that it keeps grip, and also it's quieter if you were to set it down whilst gaming or something, or on a microphone. And then there's another rubber grip there. There's only the 4. We have 2 on this side as well, there and there. And that's about it. That's all that's on the back really. It's bland black plastic, if anything. And then the keyboard itself. We have lots of little buttons along here. We're going to plug it into the computer and see exactly what we have color wise, but you can see that the explanations of the buttons, or the button identifiers, are very, very large and very easy to see. And with an LED behind them, they'll be quite visible in darkness. And we're going to pop off one of the keys here, and we can see we've got the blue switch behind it, which is Aukey, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Aukey blue switches, which are individual switches that are tested for 50 million keystrokes, and they withstand 60 grams of key strength from 4 to minus 0.2 millimeter range strikes, and they should emit a loud and pleasant click. And it's very simple to place the key back on again. So let's have a listen. It's a lovely, satisfying click. So we're going to go and turn all the lights off, hook this up to the computer and have a look and see just what kind of color coordination we can get going on with it. So I'd taken for granted whenever I'd unboxed this that it was actually a UK keyboard. However, looking at some of the symbols on here, I'm realizing now that it is in fact the US layout. It's a bit of a shame, but the keyboard looks very well. The colors all light up. As you can see, each individual row has a sort of rainbow color to it. I'm just turning on a light here so that I can find the function button to be able to switch between the different profiles. So as the camera struggles to focus, you can see it lights up various different light configurations with the tap of the buttons. So it'll glow and pulse, if you like, I suppose. Then you can flip it over to be one of the configurations for first-person shooters, I suppose that would be. Then there's this kind of affair going back and forth, and it'll just continue to do that until you change after your migraine kicks in. Then here we go with another sweeping color effect and another example of it looks very nice. However, is it practical? This one reminds me of Snake on the old Nokia phones. I quite like it. However, it's just a gimmick that you will turn off quite quickly. Another kind of breathing effect across the keyboard, and whenever you tap a button, it creates a wave of color coming out from that button and plays havoc with autofocus. So then it just goes to standard, and we can go through the profiles here to see what we have each game. It doesn't actually say which game it is. However, you might find that some of them are closer to the to a game that you are playing, and then you can just use the macro feature to remember other keys that are necessary to that configuration. So it's all very nice. It's a shame it's a US layout. That's always a bit of a bummer when it comes to keyboards. But it's a cheaper version of what we've looked at before, and some people may get a bit of a kick out of it. It's good looking, cheap, well made, and does what it's supposed to do. So hit that subscribe button down below, turn on any notifications you fancy, ask me any questions you might fancy in the comments box below, and other than that, take care.